Hi all, Mike the Nonviolent Warrior here, and I wanted to make a quick video talking about why I chose the name Nonviolent Warrior. To begin with what may be a bit of a cliche, in Sun Tzu's Art of War he says, "The wise warrior avoids battle." A word on the modern warrior culture. There's been a notable uptick in the past few years in warrior culture in at least the United States especially. And everybody seems to want to focus on gear and techniques, and I think that stuff's really cool too. But a hallmark of a true warrior throughout history has always been restraint, peacefulness, a reluctance to battle. And I feel that this focus on restraint, on peace, on a non-violent orientation is really missing from the rhetoric of modern warrior culture. Now, as for myself, what qualifies me to call myself warrior, that part of the name first. I'm not current or former police or military, but I am a lifelong martial artist and a student of violent conflict. I've shot competitively on and off in multiple categories over the past few years. I've studied several martial arts throughout my life, and I regularly study and research criminal mentality and the psychology and physiology of violent conflict, both for the aggressor and the victim. I've always kind of enjoyed violent hobbies, martial arts, shooting, that kind of thing, but I am at heart not a violent person. I believe that violence is sometimes the only or the best solution for things. However, most of the time, I would prefer to avoid violence. I would prefer to de-escalate a situation and orient myself towards non-violence unless all other options are exhausted. I personally, thankfully, have been in very few violent confrontations. However, I have successfully de-escalated several throughout my life. On the topic of nonviolence, first, of course, violence sometimes is the answer. There are some problems that are best solved or only solved by violence. There are people out there who just want to hurt other people. They can't be reasoned with. They're either criminals, or maybe they have some mental health issues, or maybe they're just enraged. There are people out there who will not reason and will not listen to attempts at nonviolence. But I believe that in civilian life at least, violence should be a last resort, and the focus, the orientation should be towards nonviolence. Violence is inherently more risky than nonviolence. If you get into a fight versus avoid a fight, you're more likely to get injured, as well as accept legal liabilities, emotional liabilities, moral liabilities perhaps. There is much more risk associated with violence than with avoiding violence. Thus, I think it's important to train for the worst, but try to be a force in life for the best. Try to orient yourself towards nonviolence, seek to avoid violence, escape if violent things are happening, de-escalate a situation if you can't escape, and finally, only as a last resort, defend yourself and others. Thus the name Nonviolent Warrior. Orient yourself towards nonviolence. Try to avoid violence, escape, or de-escalate as a first resort, only resorting to violence when absolutely necessary. But if you have to go loud, go loud. Train for the worst, but try to be a force for the best. This is Mike the Nonviolent Warrior. Please check out my other videos. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.